Mennonites have a unique approach to staying informed about the world. Unlike many who rely on daily news updates, social media, and constant notifications, Mennonites cultivate a slower, intentional way of engaging with information. Their methods reveal much about their values of simplicity, trust, and a preference for first-hand knowledge over sensationalized media. Let's explore how Mennonite communities stay informed without conventional news or media. Mennonites understand that information, like food, should be consumed thoughtfully and in moderation. Instead of seeking out constant streams of updates, they tend to value knowledge that is relevant, accurate, and practical. The foundation of their information network often lies in personal connections, trusted relationships, and community discussions. When there's news to be shared, Mennonites often hear it directly from friends, family, or neighbors, which means the information they receive has usually been filtered through personal connections they trust. This way, they avoid the sensationalism of modern media, focusing on practical knowledge rather than fleeting headlines. In Mennonite communities, oral tradition plays an essential role in circulating information. Important events, safety concerns, and local news are often shared during gatherings, be it in church services, community events, or family gatherings. This face-to-face communication ensures that the information shared is contextually rich and reliable. When someone brings news, there's a good chance they have a direct connection to the source, or have witnessed the event firsthand. This personal aspect of news sharing is highly valued, as it allows people to discuss, question, and interpret information as a group, strengthening community bonds and fostering a culture of discernment. Church services also serve as an indirect news source. Mennonite ministers may sometimes share updates on local events or issues that are relevant to the congregation, offering insight into matters that affect the community's well-being. Since Mennonite values prioritize humility and discernment, these announcements are often thoughtfully presented, without sensationalism. Ministers may also offer guidance on current issues, encouraging members to think critically and to seek answers rooted in their faith. When it comes to world events or major crises, Mennonites don't rely on breaking news. Instead, information about significant events often trickles in through indirect sources. For instance, Mennonites might learn about global events from conversations with people outside their community, such as local farmers' markets, business partners, or non-Mennonite friends. By staying connected to their surroundings without immersing themselves in media, they maintain an awareness of important issues without the distraction of daily news cycles. This also allows them to filter out the noise and focus on what truly matters to them and their values. Many Mennonite communities prioritize practical skills and knowledge over general news. They emphasize learning about farming techniques, natural remedies, and sustainable practices that can directly impact their lives and the community's resilience. In this sense, knowledge is seen not just as information but as a skill to be applied and shared for the benefit of all. For instance, they might share tips on improving crop yields, preserving food, or building resilient homes. This knowledge sharing contributes to a self-sufficient lifestyle, allowing Mennonites to remain less reliant on external resources and, by extension, less dependent on the media for practical advice. Books and religious texts are also valued sources of knowledge for Mennonites. Many read religious materials, self-help books, or guides on self-sustainability, which provide insights into living a fulfilling life aligned with their beliefs. These texts often provide timeless wisdom that transcends current events, helping Mennonites focus on what they view as eternal truths rather than temporary trends. This selective reading nurtures a deeper understanding of the world, guiding them in making informed decisions rooted in faith and practicality. For the Mennonite community, family gatherings and reunions are an essential way to stay updated on the lives of family members, both near and far. News of family members' accomplishments, struggles, and experiences are shared in person, creating a meaningful exchange of information that is both personal and impactful. These stories often carry important lessons or insights, allowing younger generations to learn from the experiences of their elders. This type of information sharing keeps the family network strong, with everyone well informed about each other's lives in a way that isn't reliant on digital media. Beyond these traditional means, some Mennonites do occasionally access outside information when necessary. For example, they may consult medical literature if there's an illness within the community, or read agricultural reports to prepare for seasonal weather changes. However, even when they turn to outside sources, Mennonites prioritize publications that are practical, objective, and aligned with their lifestyle. By seeking out information on an as-needed basis, they remain grounded in the present and avoid the distraction of constantly evolving news cycles. Mennonite communities sometimes use radio or other simple, low-tech devices to access emergency broadcasts or weather reports, particularly in rural areas where severe weather can have a major impact. However, these are viewed as tools for specific situations rather than everyday sources of information. Some Mennonites may use radios during farming or daily chores, where local news or weather forecasts serve immediate, practical needs. This careful selection of information allows them to remain well prepared for situations that could directly impact their lives. In summary, Mennonites stay informed in a way that emphasizes reliability, trust, and relevance. By prioritizing direct communication, face-to-face exchanges, and practical knowledge, they create an information network that serves their community without succumbing to the noise and chaos of modern media. Their approach to staying informed highlights the strength of intentional communication, where information isn't just received passively, but is shared thoughtfully, interpreted collectively, and applied meaningfully in everyday life. Through this lifestyle, Mennonites exemplify an alternative way of engaging with the world, one where knowledge flows through trusted hands, is considered thoughtfully, and is used to uplift both the individual and the community as a whole. As a final layer to this unique information ecosystem, Mennonites embrace the idea that sometimes not knowing everything is actually a form of wisdom. They believe that in a world overwhelmed by information, some things are best left unknown, or at the very least given space to unfold naturally. For them, information is not a commodity to be consumed at all times, but rather a tool to be used with care and discretion. By maintaining a sense of mystery around certain aspects of life, they keep their minds and spirits more focused on their immediate community and faith, free from the overload that many modern-day individuals experience. This approach, where the community itself becomes the primary source of information, brings with it an extraordinary sense of trust and reliance on one another. People know that when someone brings news, it's likely something significant and not just noise. It's not information for the sake of information, but rather knowledge meant to be shared, discussed, and even questioned among friends, family, and neighbors. This intentional approach leads to deeper conversations where people genuinely listen, reflect, and engage with one another's perspectives, leading to a well-informed yet balanced worldview. By practicing discernment in the information they allow into their lives, Mennonites find that they can dedicate more time and energy to things they deem truly important: spiritual growth, family connections, and community service. This focus on personal and collective values over transient news cycles helps them build lives that are rich in meaning and grounded in purpose. Their way of staying informed fosters mindfulness and reduces stress, in sharp contrast to the anxiety that many people experience from the constant bombardment of modern media. In the end, the Mennonite approach to information serves as a gentle reminder of the power of simplicity. Their thoughtful, measured interaction with the outside world allows them to remain informed without feeling overwhelmed, grounded without feeling disconnected. It's a lifestyle that invites us to consider how we might also prioritize the depth and quality of the information we consume. For Mennonites, staying informed is not about knowing every headline. It's about understanding what truly matters and preserving the peace that comes from a life focused on lasting truths rather than fleeting trends. So, while they may live without daily media, Mennonites certainly do not live without knowledge. Instead, they cultivate an awareness that is deeply personal, community-centered, and rooted in values that transcend the latest news. It's a way of life that, while unconventional, perhaps offers a timeless lesson, that sometimes less really is more. Through their choices, Mennonites have created a model of thoughtful engagement with the world, one that allows them to remain informed, connected, and peacefully focused on what they hold dear.